Well, is here. It's time for another installment of Martial Law. This program intended to be for informational purposes only. This information does not constitute legal advice. The law is constantly changing. The information may not be complete or correct depending on the date and your particular legal problem. Each legal problem depends on its individual facts, and different jurisdictions have different laws and regulations. Because of these differences, you should not act or rely on any information in this segment without seeking the advice of a competent attorney licensed to practice law in your jurisdiction for your particular problem. Marshall, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here today. We were just with you last week talking about an issue. This is a whole separate topic, though, today. I want to talk about something that we become aware of, and it actually, there's an actual season for this, because once the taxes, you get past June 30th, it becomes a tax sale season around Pennsylvania, and we're in the midst of that season now, aren't we?
We are, yeah. The first tax sale for delinquent properties will be coming up in September. So now is the time when a lot of people start thinking about, well, what properties are coming up for sale, and whether it's investors or people looking to maybe get a deal on a piece of property that's adjacent to theirs or something they've had their eye on. That there are properties coming up for tax sale in September, and people are thinking about that.
The dynamic of that is that people own a property, but they fail to pay the taxes on them, and once you reach a certain level of unforgiveness, if you will, and you can't pay those taxes, then the county is able to sell those properties off. And generally, Marshall, I think we believe, as a rule, that this is generally companies that come in and scoop up these properties, but that's not the case at all, is it?
No, that's not always true. Of course, there are investment companies that keep their eye on which properties may be coming up for sale, and look for opportunities. But a lot of times, like I said, it's somebody that maybe this is an adjacent property or a property that they're aware of, a commercial property that looks like an opportunity for a small business person. So there are lots of different scenarios, and whenever whenever a property has gone two full calendar years and the taxes haven't been paid, the county then has the right to go ahead and sell the property at a public tax sale.
All right. That being the case, what are the steps? September's a couple of months off, but it's getting here quickly. What should we be doing first off?
Well, first of all, you have to, and a lot of people don't understand this. You have to understand that there are three different types of tax sales, and the first is the sale that generally most counties hold in the fall. So that's the one coming up here in September, and it's called the upset sale. And this upset sale. So like I said, a property goes 2 full years, no taxes are paid, the county exposes the property for sale at the upset sale. What happens there is the highest bidder is going to get that property, but you must understand that whenever you purchase a property at an upset sale, you're responsible as part of the bid. You're going to have to pay all the back taxes. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to pay the costs, the court costs, the costs of the sheriff's office for administering and holding the tax office, for administering and holding the sale. And then also, whenever you acquire the property, it comes with all the warts. If it's got if there are mortgage or multiple mortgages, that goes with it. You're responsible for paying those. If there are municipal liens or state tax liens or federal tax liens, if there are issues with the title to the property, all of that comes along with it. It's not a free and clear sale. So you take it with all those problems.
And so you're buying the whole bundle.
That's right. And so that's why that it's very important to make sure that you've done your diligence and had the property title research so that you know what you're getting. When you move into the spring, there's a second sale. If the properties don't sell at the upset sale, Then in the spring, the remaining properties are exposed to sale at what they call the judicial sale. In a judicial sale, they call this the free and clear sale. And that is that you buy it, the winning bidder gets the property. They don't have to pay taxes. There may be some costs, but they don't have to pay the taxes. It transfers free of municipal liens, state liens. Now, federal tax liens would still remain because the federal government is God. So they'll remain, but the local and state tax liens will go away. Mortgages go away. Judgments go away. So a lot of those issues are released with the judicial sale.
All right. So that's two kinds of sales. There's a third.
The repository sale. So anything that doesn't sell at the judicial sale stays on the tax rolls, and different counties handle this differently. Some counties have a regularly scheduled repository sale. Every couple of years, they'll expose those remaining properties to public sale. Here in Indiana County, the Tax Claim Bureau will accept bids for those properties. Anything that's gone through upset sale and judiciary sale still hasn't sold, is in the repository. You can make a bid for it at any time. Once a month, the Tax Claim Bureau officials meet and decide whether to accept any bids that have been made. So, and the repository sale is also a free and clear sale.
So the upset sale is the one that is coming up soonest, and so let's talk about that a little bit. If I or somebody is interested in a property and know that others are interested in a property, we might be want to say, yeah, but if I put in all this work to make this happen, I get the attorney involved and we get everything all ready to go, then this person comes in at the last second and pays their taxes and keeps the property. I've wasted my time and my money.
Yeah, and that's a risk. There are good deals to be had at tax sale, but that's absolutely true. And generally, we'd have to talk to the Tax Claim Bureau. Usually, they do have a cutoff date to redeem the property. So there may be a time prior to tax sale when they say, okay, this is the deadline for the person to come and pay their taxes, a week prior or something like that. But yeah, it's absolutely a risk because you're going to want to go through. You're going to want to have a title search done. You're going to have, have check for liens and judgments and back taxes and federal taxes and all these things. You're going to put a little bit of time and money into doing that diligence. And yeah, it's possible that the taxpayer redeems the property, or that you just you lose out in the tax sale and somebody bids higher than you're willing to go. But
with all of those entanglements you mentioned that could be possible with the property that you're interested in, it really is incumbent to get yourself an attorney that knows all the ins and outs and is going to do the research necessary to find out exactly what you're getting into.
Right. Obviously, you don't want to take a property if at an upset sale without knowing if there are back taxes. If there are mortgages and other liens and judgments on the property, because you could be getting a really good deal on a house or a commercial property or some vacant land, only to find out that you've got to turn around and pay off a mortgage or a lien or a judgment that you weren't anticipating. But in addition to that, there are all these other issues that can be uncovered through a competent title search that may give you some pause as to whether you might actually want to go after this property, right? Whenever we do a title search, we check the chain of title. We make sure that the chain of title is intact. We're going to be looking at all the documents of record. You want to know, what if there are easements, if there are encroachments, other neighboring properties that that have buildings or other improvements that encroach onto this property. So, we may want to, and if it looks like that may be the case, you may end up wanting to have a survey, but an attorney can tell you whether a survey is recommended or not. Mm-hmm. All those types of things. And also, you want to be aware that the process that the Tax Claim Bureau went through to bring the property to tax sale sometimes in itself can be defective with respect to the notices that were given or not given to the owners of the property. And the last thing that you would want is to buy this property, and then the owners come back and say, "Well, we weren't aware that the property was going to sale," and you have an issue with the title there. So, lots of things to think about.
All right, Attorney Marshall Chriswell joining us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. So we talk about steps, and obviously we've talked about some very important ones to get started. The actual process then moving forward, is the bid made by you personally at an event, or how is that handled? The buyer, the interested party, can go to the tax sale is a public event. It's like an auction held in the tax office at the courthouse, and the potential buyer can go and make the bid, or in many cases they'll authorize an attorney to go and bid for them. But you've got to go ahead and pay the purchase price, the taxes, and costs at the time the hammer is dropped at the sale. So that has to happen. But yeah, it's an actual physical public sale. Yeah. Okay. So that's the way that the process works, and obviously you want to get your attorney involved with this in order to make it work correctly, because otherwise, Marshall, you're going to buy yourself some trouble.
That's right, and with the sale coming up, this upset sale coming up in September, this really would be the time to start thinking about that, because the process of the title search and other diligence that you're going to want to engage in is going to take a little while. So if you call 2 or 3 days before the tax sale to an attorney and say, "Hey, I need to do this really quick," it's possible that somebody can get it done, but it's a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and the diligence needed, you as an attorney want to feel comfortable that you've done everything possible as well. So getting it done as quickly as possible might not just be the best process. Getting it done correctly is the better way to go about it. So if somebody wants to get involved with this and use you as their attorney, what should they do?
You can call my office, 724-465-5826. Stop and see us in the old R&P Coal headquarters at 655 Church Street here in Indiana, or go online to www.westernpalawyer.com.
There you go. He's Marshall Chriswell. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thanks, Todd. Talk to you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.